is smileytaxservices@gmail.com. Do not wait. You are not alone.
YouTube, yeah, uh, yo. Welcome to Showtime at the office where we discuss various topics. We're educating the next generation. We have live guests every Thursdays bringing information. As you tune in, expect transformation. Follow us on every streaming platform. Spread the news, give us a like, subscribe to YouTube. Yeah. Follow us on every streaming platform and spread the news. Give us a like, subscribe to you.
Welcome everyone to Showtime at the office. Um, it is a weekly podcast, but I haven't been keeping up with it so far. Um, so today we have a great topic we're gonna talk about. I have a new book coming out. It's called Womanhood, the woman species that we cannot understand, right? So, but it's due to come out next year. It's still, in the working progress, right? So, but I just wanted to get like a female input. So I have my good friend here. We're just gonna talk. This is our first time being on the podcast, I think. So take it easy on her. But I think she got this because she's a talker. She likes to speak. But um, before we start, you wanna quickly introduce yourself, Tracy, just briefly, or we're just gonna move right along since you'll go ahead and introduce yourself.
Okay, so hello
Bring the mic
everyone.
a little closer. Yes,
So
great.
hi, my name is Tracy, and I'm a good friend of Frank, and yeah, I'm just here. Well, I'm a lady, so I'm just here to see
Give
if I
your
could give
input,
my input on the
and
topic.
you're also a feminist.
I wouldn't say a feminist, but I do know my stuff.
Yeah,
So
you take up for female, so
yeah,
it's only right. Um, so um, in my new book that I have, so what I do, I go around and ask friends, family, and then sometimes complete stranger to give me some input, about writing this female book, or I would say it's actually I'm writing it for both female and male, right? Because but the topic, the subject is the female, right? So which the title say womanhood, right? That and let me just break it down. That especially that we cannot understand. I mean, for me, I feel like no matter I had sisters, I had girl cousin, nieces, all this thing. I could never, I did it. When I was younger, a lot of female, not all at once, but I could never completely understand the female species, right? And even when I was writing this book, there were some people that say, "What do you know? You're a man. What do you know about female?" So I got that from my daughter and the wife. She's like, "Why? What do you know about female? Why are you writing the book?" But after I finished writing the book, fatherhood, um, and then I was sending it all to female, which I feel like both female and male need to know about fatherhood, right? Because it's for both. But they're like, "Oh no, why don't you write something about female?" I'm like, "Okay." So then I thought about it and I said, "Okay, let me do it." So let's get to it. Which is one of the questions that I asked. Like I was saying that I needed people to help me with this book, and I was going around and asking, "What do you think? Like the I would say the younger you or younger female need to know, um, about female, right? And what do you think a guy, you know, need to know um, about female? So let me look at the exact question, but go ahead. You could answer because I sent it now. I forgot what the exact question was, but go ahead.
Okay, could you repeat that first question?
So it is what do you think that either the younger you should have known about female or um, a younger female growing up right now because with your wisdom with what you've been through should know that a female need to know. I think that was the
Okay,
question.
so what would I want to have told myself, or what would I want someone to tell me while I was a child,
Yeah,
basically?
yeah, exactly.
Um, a lot, but I think the most important thing I would have wanted.
Okay. Oh yeah. Let me. I have the question.
Okay,
What do you believe women in this generation need to understand to better themselves?
okay,
That was the question.
all right. Same answer. I think the most important thing that I needed to hear when I was younger was that we aren't necessarily made to be perfect. So I don't know. I think society has a lot of views on a woman being perfect, or I should say groomed.
Okay.
So yeah, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that I shouldn't be perfect. I don't necessarily always have to have myself together. I think everyone, male or female, they have a downside. You're
Okay.
on, you're off. So yeah, just that we aren't supposed to be perfect.
Okay. So let me get this right. I mean, I kind of understand what you're saying. So, um, I mean, maybe it's the one. I think you should always do your best to get yourself to always be together, right? But I think the fact that sometimes that if you have a bad day, that you should not so be critical of yourself, right? Is that what you're saying? Like to be some people they feel they're the worst credit. They're the on worst credit, right?
I think I
Is it
mean it more as it's both mental and physical. So
okay?
how we carry ourselves. Yes, we're women. We are supposed to carry ourselves a certain way, but
Hmm.
not perfectly 24/7.
Okay.
Or you
You
know,
said mental and what? Is it physical too? Are you talking
mental
about
and
appearance too?
physically.
Okay. Are
And
you talking about appearance?
yes, because a woman is supposed to be I guess she makes the house a home, right?
Okay.
So I
That's the
guess
married woman, right?
yes.
Okay.
So a woman in a family is supposed to have her emotions controlled. Anything go to mommy, anything talk to
Okay.
mommy. So mommy has to have a downside. Mommy's not
Mm.
always gonna be the home.
Okay.
The dad has to chip in, or. So
Okay.
that's basically what I mean when I say we don't always have to be perfect. Or
So, all right, because you jump in. So to me, I thought it was first you was talking about a single woman, like right?
I mean, it goes there could be an example for just
For a single.
a woman
So
overall.
let's tackle the mother, right? The wife and the mother. Okay, maybe I think you're right because society may make it seem like okay, maybe the mom or the wife that stay home, she's supposed to, go to the gym in the morning. By the time she come back from the gym, have the food ready for the husband. If she have kids, she have to drop the kids at school, pick up their kids, and doing all this, help them with their homework, right? Because the husband is at work, right? Because she's probably not working, right? She's a homemaker, so she never have time for herself.
Yeah, and then
So
she's expected to not be tired.
and be
So
tired or
not have a
sometimes or
downside.
to look perfect,
Yeah.
like to, head done, all this thing, even after all this thing, which is I agree. I think that's one because it is a partnership that I think that you have to help your partner. One of the things that I used to do, even though I used to be tired when my kids was younger, I used to come home. Sometime if my wife was tired, I would cook her food or cook food for the whole family, or sometimes I take the kids to the park because I needed her to get a break. And then at one time she was work. She went back to work too, so she was doing both homemaker and so I'd say okay, let me help her do my part and let help her I do my part because I think everybody's supposed to do their part. I agree that especially a mother and I don't think they really make time for themselves. So it is crucial that you need. That's a good point. They need to make time for themselves. But about a young lady, who is in high school and college, what would you, what way would this answer apply to her?
I mean, technically, it's the same concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in school, or you're a young lady, you just left school, or in the workplace.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's basically the same thing. Not to be expected to be perfect all the time.
Okay.
So you're in school, you probably had a down day, things going on at home.
Yeah.
You're not you're not expected to be in the most perfect mood. I agree that what you feel you can't always perceive, but you know you can say, okay, you know what, I'm not really in the mood today.
Okay. It's like it's okay to have a bad day.
Yeah, it's okay to
It's
have a
okay.
bad
So
day.
that's how I
Thank
was
you.
saying before. Like we the more we criticize ourselves so much, right? We are what's credit, right? So we had to be how you call it? We had to give ourselves more grace.
Yes, and
Yeah.
also why I chose that specifically is because as a female, it's important to us too, because we're raised in a society where it seems as if we're supposed to always be perfect. It's important to us. So that matters to us, that we're not always looked on as we're supposed to always have our emotions in check, or we're not supposed to have a bad day. We're supposed to always have ourselves together. As you say, hair done, nails done, everything. So yeah.
Okay, but I okay, there's a lot of things I want to cover. So I'm thinking of emotional and check, right? I think we do a young woman or even married woman or a wife. I mean, a mother. I think in this society, I think we need to have an emotion in check. I don't know if you see it. I'm sorry to say, but a lot of black and brown female, yeah, it seems like they're fighting more than the guys. I, you know, is that not having your emotion in check? Because why we in the street fighting more, fighting against female, fighting against guys, and getting beat up because they put their hand on a guy, which they know they can't fight, you know.
Personally, my views on that specific topic is more so, I would say it's a self thing. Like,
Hmm.
I can't speak for every female, but I, on the outside, looking at another female reacting that way, I know it's something bothering her specifically. It's not about the guy. It's
Or the
about,
other
yeah, how
female.
they feel in the moment. So
Okay.
maybe it's an insecurity, maybe it's, anger towards this person, or
There's some
maybe
trauma that they haven't dealt
exactly.
with.
So
Okay.
I'm not a female that lashes out, but I don't even want to put a name on that as lashing out, because
I
I mean
have a
everyone lashes out.
I
I
have a
lash out. So
which I know I'm gonna get a lot of
yeah, but
heated. One of my sorry to cut you, but one of my chapter and the book I'm working is gonna be called The Angry Black Woman. But I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna go in detail. Where that originated from, because many people think that um, people just go out being angry, right? And then there is something which is it become it's something I think systematic was planned, and then now they put in everything like on TV, on a movie, and now I feel like anything that you put out there so much. I heard that quote that you portray it, you're gonna make people believe it is true, and even the people that you have it against. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you think all black women are angry. Eventually, they're gonna act out like being angry, especially. And then two, what's like you were saying? What's the cause for them being angry?
Yes, and
Hmm.
I want to say before I forget this
Yeah.
thought, um, it comes back to how important society has made it for us to be perfect, because that builds up, and then that's where the lashing out comes from.
Oh
So
yes, that's a good one.
because I've had moments in my life where I'm like, okay, well, I I I can't do this today because, well, I didn't get this done, or I can't go outside today because I didn't get my hair done, or let me not speak to anyone today because I'm not in the mood, and then I don't want them to perceive me as being angry or
Okay.
angry black woman. So
Hmm.
it really comes back to that, and how it builds. It's like this tension that has to be released at some point.
But do you think? I mean, without all those thing that people are dealing with, especially as I mentioned in my book, that I feel like black women had it the worst, because the fact that number one, first, black men had some tough time, but this country, the way it started out is like, okay, white male, then um, white female, then black male, then black female. So it's like they're at the bottom. So when when I think woman was when the feminist movement was going on, the white woman got their justice, right? They got to even then now still not equal pay, right? Equal pay for a woman is not 100% there yet. But what I'm saying is like they they have to fight um, being a different color, right? Black, right? And then they have to fight being a woman.
Yeah.
So they're at the bottom. So now imagine you have to do all these things, you have to fight, and then you're gonna be angry because everything you have to do, you have to fight for it, even though they're the highest educational, the highest they have, they achieve the most um, degree, right? Black female, they achieve the most degree, even uh, in comparison to the counterpart, a white female, they have more degree based on the statistic, right? All these things, but they still had to fight being black and being a female.
That's
So
yeah.
that's tough, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at it, like they put that picture. Oh, they're angry, and then too, if you look at it too, especially there where now the female might come by my side like that. Also, that they've been done wrong by a black man. You know,
Mhm.
they're having black men having respect the black female. So now when you look at it, when you see all these things happening, right? Because they always say there's the cause and then the effect, right? We don't. I think the way you work that, hey, if you've been dog out, all this time, you're not gonna wanna be, um, you know, a good woman to your boyfriend if he's always dogging you out, right? Always mistreating you.
I think because I remember speaking about this. I think a couple weeks ago. I don't remember who I was talking about this topic with, but I remember we spoke about this. It's because I was saying that when you look at a black woman in society, it's more of like we're supposed to go to struggle. So no matter what it is, we're supposed to struggle. And if the black man or the head of the household is maybe struggling financially,
Uh-huh.
mentally, we're supposed to deal with that struggle. We're supposed to stay with them no matter what through that struggle. And then it's as a white woman, it's like, okay, the guy has to get his money together, the guy has to get his emotions together because his white wife is not gonna stay with him. But for a black
I know
woman,
it's the opposite, no?
no, 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 no.
Because when they look at it, no, because what it they're saying that the white woman not only listen to the husband more, right, to the white husband more, right, even though we, because I was doing the research when we look at feminism, right, the white woman would listen to the husband more, right. Even they're saying that the divorce rate is what did they say? I think no,
Why do you think the white woman
it's
listens to the husband more?
I don't know because I haven't really
I could tell
finished
you
it.
that
Tell me
answer.
why.
The
Hmm.
white woman listens to the husband more because the white woman gets more emotional reassurance from the man.
Okay.
Whereas if it's expected for a black woman, right, to bear with me here,
Uh huh.
if it's expected for a black woman to be together, to bear with the guy while he gets his life together, bear with the guy while he gets his emotions together, it's more anger. So I
But
don't know if
let's go
me.
back to the point you
Okay.
because you saying that the black they expect the female to stay in a relationship because when the guy doesn't have it all together or the guy is not financially secure yet, right? But do you know to not make an excuse, but for black men that racism play a whole part of the black men not getting a good job, because everything is control systematic, right? And they had to fight harder, and then because the female often able to get to the opportunity door much easier because white America don't feel threatened by a black female, right? They feel more threatened by a black guy, so they will, more be receptive to the black female, right? But also to that they're they're also trying to imprison more black guy, and then they set more trap, the separation. But regardless, I think when you're in the marriage, if your partner is going, white or black, if your partner is going through some financially uh, issue, I don't think that's the time you have to run away
No, I think you
because that's what.
misunderstood.
Okay,
I'm saying,
explain to
okay,
me. Hmm.
let me try to
Because
find
your
the
future
best way.
husband might be listening,
Mm,
and then he hear that. Go
so
ahead.
what I'm
Uh-huh.
basically saying is black love, the term black love is looked on as a struggle relationship. So I majority of black love I've seen, I've witnessed is they always have a struggle story. Okay, so my wife was with me when I had nothing, and we've been through the worst, and I cheated on her, and she forgave me, and now we're married and we have kids, and at
Or
some
sometimes
point,
the woman cheat.
no,
Yes,
yes, but I'm talking
you hear
about
the
the
story too,
majority because
both sides.
I am against cheating, so
Uh huh.
that's a different topic. But I'm talking about majority. So yes, my wife was with me while I was struggling. My wife was pregnant. I cheated on her, or my black wife was pregnant. I cheated on her. She forgave me. We're together now. At some point in
Hmm.
the marriage, I felt like she let go of herself, so I cheated again. She
But
forgave me.
white couple
Hold
have
on,
struggle too.
let me
Okay,
explain.
all right.
Whereas black and white love, black male, white female, less of a majority
That's
has
not
that
white love. That's
same,
interracial.
yeah, interracial.
Interracial.
Less of the majority has that story. You know, most of that story, the majority of that story is okay. Well, I was with my black wife. We struggled together. I started making some money,
Mm-hmm.
and my wife basically let go herself because she poured into you, right? So hold on, don't cut me.
I see a fight coming. Okay.
So she poured into me. So
Okay.
I'm at the level I'm at now. Mind you, I'm not saying the wife did it for him. I'm saying, she was there as support. But she let go of herself now. So
Mm-hmm.
there's this white female that I met, and she has herself together. She's exactly what I wanted. So I'm going to leave my black wife to just be with the white female.
I
That's
don't think.
majority.
I don't because okay. Let's go back. Okay,
Or
recently
maybe
I
not
mean,
even.
oh, okay, okay.
Mhm.
I let you speak. Let me say
Okay.
something. Let
Yeah.
me jump it because one of the things we see with interracial marriage, right? That now they're showing recently, not saying, but recently they're showing that there was a few white men that was dating black men. They, the black woman, they killed the black woman. So interracial is not always
I'm
perfect
sorry. Could
people.
you could you say that again? Because I
So
missed that.
so okay. So recently on the news, they were showing that there were some white men that was dating a black female. He killed her, and then I think there was one that was married. That
Oh yeah, I
yeah,
saw that.
they he killed her, right? But even too recently, they're showing that the black love, right? Two black couple. They the husband killed the black lady too. So both way. So when you say, I think there's struggle in both white and black relationship. The struggle might be different, but I think that any marriage or any relationship that you are in, you should be able to support the person to the hard time. You're not
Yes,
there because that's what
but
the marriage
remember,
thing say, right? The
we're
vow
speaking about
for
the
good or bad.
majority,
For
right?
good or bad, no? Yes.
Remember, we're on the topic of the majority
Mm-hmm.
of black couples.
Mm.
So yes, you do have couples that still black man, white wife, they still struggle, but majority, the majority, black love from a woman's perspective, from my perspective.
You
I don't
think
know if
black
other
love
women,
is
but
tough?
I've heard it
It's
from
hard.
other women. But black love is looked at as tough love. You know, I'm gonna struggle with him. I'm going to build
But
him.
now the young woman now they're not what they're seeing that a lot want a man that's already ready, right? I used to watch this guy. He passed away. Samuel, what? I forgot his name. I think is one. He had a podcast. So all of them used to come to his show, and then say, okay, I want a man that make 250. They come up with some
Well,
number that is not even
I
uh,
get I get when it's not
real, right?
realistic, but
Realistic, and it's just like I want him 250. I want him to have to be 6 feet tall. All these things like
well, what's wrong? Well,
they want a
what's wrong with
man.
that?
They
What's wrong
want a
with that?
man that's already ready, right?
What's wrong with that?
Then Samuel, what's his name? I think yeah, ask them, okay, what are you bringing to the table?
Hmm.
What are do you even somebody would say, oh yeah, I have a college degree. I have sometimes they would say I make this. They're like some of them don't even make the money. Some of them the money that they're asking, and then he will say, okay, if that's the case, right? Are you gonna be able to listen to me? Because a man that make $250,000 gonna want you to 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 be obedient. He's
Okay,
not gonna
define
want you to,
obedience.
and then he say he's not gonna want you to have kids, right? Because some of them already had kids, and they will say, okay, why don't you stay with your baby daddy, right? They used to say, why don't you stay with the father of your kids? So all these things, like, why you want a man
There's a lot. There's a
250?
lot you're throwing at me.
Okay, okay,
Hold on.
go ahead.
Let
Okay.
me let's take it back. Okay, so in regards to, because me personally, I think if a woman knows in herself and can be honest with herself that she has the qualities that she deserves 6 feet tall or this amount of money coming in, I think she has all right to say that, because when you look at it from a man's perspective, a man, majority of men say, "Oh, I need my wife skinny, or I need her to be this shape, or I need her complexion to be this color." So I think women have all right. If men can say it, then don't we have a right to choose just as much as men do?
Yeah, but I don't think what he was saying is that I think the yeah, Kevin Samuel, that was his name. He died in 22. Oh my god,
And
it's
then
been that
I
long.
also wanted to talk
Yeah.
about the obedient,
Yeah, so
or to be obedient. We Yeah, I definitely need to talk about that, because
okay, go
I need
ahead.
you to define being obedient.
Okay. So no, so what it was Kevin Samuel, rest in peace. I used to watch him, he's very good. But a lot of people didn't like him because he used to tell the truth in a tough
I need
way,
to hear
tough
that
love.
truth. I need to hear that
So
truth.
so what he was saying is that the man that most female were looking for, that was calling this show, right? That they need to make $250,000, something like that, or a ridiculous number, sometimes 300. Not too many people make that money. Number one, he said they're in the 2% or 5%, right? Population, and then not all of them are black, right? So, and some of them will say they want a black man, right? And you say, okay, would you be ready to go out your race, right? And they say that that type of man, they say high figure, I forgot what they call high figure man, whatever, uh, um, you know, that is gonna require so many things from you. First of all, he's gonna want a certain age. You have to be a certain age because after you older, uh, it's less likely for you to have kids. And then men normally look for beauty. You were saying for beauty, you have to be in the top of the as far as look, right?
Is that
Uh,
for men? Is that what you're saying that
so the
men look for?
yeah, what men look for. So what the female that used to come up to the show, right? To the show used to say they want that type of man. So he's
Okay,
saying,
okay.
in order for you not being realistic, in order for you to get that man, this is all the requirement that the man gonna need. So looks, you can't have no kids, no prior kids. You have to be at a certain age, right? You had to be your figure had to be like you have to be like model material, right? All this thing, and then and your behavior. Are you gonna be obedient? Because a man like that want to be the leader. So
Well,
all this thing. So you say, instead of you looking for the average Joe that make $40,000 to $50,000 and build a company with, you go there looking for something that's not realistic. And where the hell you gonna get, all of you guys searching for this type of man, and then there's only 5%, you
okay,
know
I
of that man
my take on
available.
that matter is, I don't know. I don't think you have. I don't think anyone has the right to tell someone to want less. So
But there
hold
wasn't
on.
saying
Let me
less.
get.
Okay.
Let me
Oh, I wish you were. It was
let
here, so you
me
could. It
let me
could.
explain that.
Okay.
If a woman says she wants an unrealistic a guy to make an
She's lying to
unrealistic amount,
herself.
right? Hold on. She's
Okay.
lying to herself, but
Yes.
that's what she wants.
But it doesn't
Wait, hold
matter.
on. Get it. If a female or a male
Uh
is
huh.
saying that they want this specific unrealistic version of a female or a male,
Hmm.
I think
A
you should.
female.
I think you should no, because it goes both ways.
Okay.
So
I see. You said okay.
I
Good.
think you should leave that person to find, because you'd be surprised. There's somebody out there that's exactly like that, right?
We're not talking about
So
just look. He's talking about the money that you wanted.
yes,
So it's like he was saying those female, it's like they have something loose in their head, right? Because you can't say You live in the you saying you can't have a man. Number one, most of them they even stay with the father of their kids, right? So number two, some of them wasn't wifey material,
Yes.
right? Because they don't want to they didn't want a leader, they didn't want somebody that to listen to, and like you were saying, some of them is about money, and then the fact that if when thing is bad, thing is not going well, any man, you don't just leave that man. There's I remember I did a research on this guy that was a billionaire. He lost everything. He started over again and became a billionaire. Imagine that his wife left when he lost everything, right? So then I'm like, okay, I'm thank God, and now I see the type of person you are. I'm glad that I lost everything because now I'm
Yes.
back again and make money.
That's the
I would
person
not
that
gonna
she
want to be
is.
with you.
That's
She's a
that's your
gold digger.
personality towards him, right?
Yeah,
So my take on the whole matter, because I don't have a take for that specifically. My
but you
take
just
on the
but
whole
that's what you
thing.
were saying. You were saying that black couple is like a struggle, and then the way you were saying is like it's a bad thing. Like you're not supposed to stay to
No,
struggle with your
yes,
person.
you're supposed to stay and struggle.
Okay.
Well, not supposed to, but if there is struggle, then you stick to it because
Okay.
that's an a teamwork, right?
Okay, but that's
It's
not what you were
pushed to
saying in a way.
a different narrative though,
Okay,
and
tell me.
I think it's hard for you to get because
Okay,
you don't see it from the
no,
female's
explain to me.
perspective.
I want to get it. Explain to me. What do you mean by that? Like they're not the
Struggle defining the man expects way more that's described as respect
mhm.
from the black female.
Okay,
So yes, a black female can stay with a black man through struggles, but is it struggle or is it disrespect? That's
I'm
the
lost.
that's yes.
Oh, you
So
mean
let me
if it's
explain.
struggle?
If
If
it's
it's
struggle or disrespect, so men would define, okay, well, my wife doesn't look good anymore. My wife's pregnant. She doesn't look her best anymore. I'm
but that's
struggling. Hold
different.
on.
Okay,
I'm struggling intimately with my wife. That
okay. No, no.
men,
When you was talking about before, I was talking about the fact that you're saying that if they don't have no money, if they're falling a hard time. But now that's a different thing you're saying. Now you're saying that if um
it wasn't just money.
she gain weight, and then after she have kids from him, no, you're supposed to see he both ways. He's supposed to love her, even though she gain weight. Yes, take her to go exercise. Go because number one,
Yes,
nobody stay the
that's the
same.
teamwork,
No,
right?
yeah,
That's
nobody.
the teamwork.
Mhm.
But that's not what I mean. That's the teamwork
Okay.
version. The other version, which would be the disrespected version of
Mhm.
struggle, would be, okay, I'm struggling intimately with my wife. So because I'm struggling, I'm gonna go and cheat,
That's
quote
it.
unquote cheat,
Uh-huh.
and then my wife finds out, or I tell my wife, and she leaves me.
Yeah.
When
I think the cheating could be so many things.
yeah, but when that guy discusses that topic,
Hmm.
the whole situation, he's gonna say, "Oh well, my wife didn't look good anymore, and I went out and I cheated, and she didn't forgive me. She left me. She
Okay.
should have stayed with me, and she should have
I think
brought
that's a
herself
different
back
thing.
together, pulled herself back together, so I wouldn't have to do that."
Let's go into the second because I think
Okay.
that's gonna fall into what you're talking about now. What do you think men need to realize about women today?
You want me to write a book?
You could tell me
Um,
now and then later write the book. There's a lot, right? That men need to
I
realize
I
about
can't
women
think of
today.
anything off the bat.
Do you think women today is different from your mother time or your grandma time?
I mean, yes, it is because generations after generations, things change, improve. Now we have social media where people get to share their views and see that other people think the way they think, or
So,
so
but what
it's
do you think different? So tell me what do you think men need to realize about women today? Especially your generation, because your generation is different from my generation.
Mm,
I have gray hair already.
I don't know. Let me think for a minute. I would say
You think that the fact that now, because I saw something the other day on TikTok that the guy asked the girl for the number. He said, "Can you cash app me?" I'm like, "What?"
wait.
Like to get a phone number, see, he had to give her money.
Yes, and you see now it comes back to the same topic because I'm giving you the answers here.
Yes.
You're just not hearing me.
Okay, give me the
My
answer.
take on the whole matter regarding that, oh, women want this unrealistic things, or from the male's perspective, unrealistic things is leave that person, let them try to find the unrealistic version that they
Nobody's
need.
stopping them.
Yes, exactly. If a guy went up to a
Like I
female,
said, they're gonna die all with a cat.
it doesn't matter
That's what
though,
he
because
say with a
they
dog.
don't find the person
That's
they're
what.
looking
What
for.
is he say?
So if a guy goes up to a female and says, "Oh, well, can I have your number?" and the female says, "Well, cash out me,"
Yeah.
that guy needs to say, "Okay, well, this is not the female that I want because she's asking me to cash up her for her number. This is not the version of a female that I need."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Not getting upset because the female wants this. That's her wants, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that clearly means she's not supposed to twist her needs because you want her. That's her want. Hold on.
But that is wrong, no?
It's not wrong if it's what she wants.
So then
So
a guy.
you
Okay,
have to
good,
leave
good.
that
Okay, can a
person to
guy?
find what they
Can a
want,
guy
right?
say okay? Can a guy go out and take her to eat and say okay, now you have to, before I take you out to eat, you have to sleep with me?
Yes, and it's the female's job to say, okay.
So you don't think that's be disrespectful
It
to the
doesn't
female?
matter if it's wrong or not, though, because it's free will, right? A
Okay.
person has the right to want whatever they want.
Okay.
So
I think as long as it's not illegal.
Are you getting? Yeah.
Okay,
Obvious.
good.
But you're getting what I'm throwing though.
Yes.
Right. So it's that female's job to say, okay, well, I don't want a male that's gonna tell me, okay, after dinner he wants to sleep with me. So it's my job as a female to go look for the guy that says, okay, we're going on a date, we're gonna go on a couple dates, and then after we get to know each other, we could be intimate.
Okay.
It's their job to find what
That's
they
just
need.
sounding
It's
like
not someone's
cash
job.
at me before you give me your
Yeah,
number.
but it's not.
That's
If
really.
he doesn't want it,
It's better you
go
just say,
somewhere else.
you know.
Right?
Yeah. Wow.
But it's not.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the right to say, okay, well, this female is supposed to change her views,
Oh,
and
the other
no,
thing
you have to go find it.
there was one thing I heard that the one female say, "Oh, you have to send money to for her to do." I was watching something say like before she could go out, you have to send money to get
That's
her
not
ready
if
to
you
do
have a
a
problem with it, that's
to
not
do
the
a,
female for you.
nail and a hair, whatever. So it's crazy.
What about guys from a different perspective? What about guys that say, okay, well, I want a wife, and my wife is not supposed to have any source of income other than me. If my wife needs anything, then I should be able to provide. I come home, my wife is supposed to cook, keep the house clean, take care of the kids. You know, some
There's
women don't want
nothing.
that.
Yeah, of course.
And there's
So-
nothing wrong with needing that,
but there's a lot of
still,
women that need that want that.
exactly.
A
So
lot of
it's the
women want
guy's
that. Yeah.
job, right? It's the
Mhm.
guy's job to not bash this woman because she doesn't want that, but to go find the woman that provides that has that version that he needs.
Mm,
Because
okay,
believe it
I
or
agree.
not, those unrealistic things that both parties want, there is someone, no matter how unrealistic it is, there is
That want it.
someone that wants that same exact thing. A
Mhm.
woman might say, oh, well, I want a man that lets me step on him. It's a king, right? There's a guy out there
Oh, so
weird
okay.
enough to say, okay, I want a female that steps on me. You understand what I mean?
Okay.
And if there's not, then it's their job to live out their whole life trying to search for that person, or to change the needs and wants or their views. But that's That's my take on the whole situation. Just leave people. Let them find what they want. And if they don't want the same thing as you, then it's your job to move on and find someone else. You don't have to say, okay, well, she doesn't want that and she's supposed to want this, and he doesn't want that and he's supposed to want this. That's
I don't
unrealistic.
think. Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean
Go
you
find
could,
something
but it's
else.
the same way you could say, because many they were calling him, so they were calling him for advice.
Yeah, go
Kevin
find
Samuel.
someone else.
Yeah, so I guess he have the right to tell them that, hey, what you are searching for is not real.
You can't tell her,
Yeah,
you
you
can't say
can't.
that.
No, but you have to tell the
It
fact
is
they were caught.
real.
No, they were caught. No, it's not.
It
Based
is.
based on the math, is not, because if there's 5% of that population out there, right? But I don't remember the number, but what he was saying that and then some of them is not even, most of them is not even black. Some of them is married. They're not available. He was saying
Doesn't
that
matter.
it's better that you find somebody that's make average income and help them
It's
build
better.
and help them build
Mm-hmm.
to get to that level where they're making two
But
hundred
that's
fifty
not what
thousand.
they want.
But that's
You
fine.
can't be
But
pressed
we have
about
to.
what the next person
No, we're not
wants.
about telling you what you. I'm telling. We're talking about facts. It's our job. Wherever, if you come and ask me a question about tax, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
have to tell you the law, and I'm gonna have to tell you what is the fact. Like I can't tell you. Tell me, okay, you want $1 million on your return,
Yes,
right?
but
So
right.
what? So you
Hold
want me to
on.
say, oh
Let me explain
yeah,
that. No, let
you
me
want it?
explain
It's
that. No, no,
possible.
no, no, no. You're looking at it
Okay.
wrong.
Okay.
If I come to you and say I want $1 million back on my
Mhm.
tax returns,
Mhm.
and you're telling me, okay, I would have to break the law or whatever. This is not realistic.
I'm a yeah. I'm a
Hold on.
yes.
It's
I'm gonna tell you.
my job
Mhm.
to say, okay,
But I have to
hold
tell you
on.
it's not real.
Yes, you have to tell them, but you can't change what the
I'm
other
not
person
changing
wants.
the. I'm not changing
Hold
what.
on.
I'm just telling you the facts.
Yes, it's the facts, but it's not what I want.
But
So
but
hold on.
okay.
Let me explain.
All right.
It's the facts, right?
Uh huh.
But that's not what I want. So it's my job to either say, okay, I'll never file my taxes because I can't get $1 million like I want, or I'm gonna have to find somebody to break the law. I have to settle
Mhm.
with that. I have to settle with what I want and
Of
the
of course,
results
but
from
I
what I
had to tell
want.
you the truth.
Yes,
Legally,
you
I had to
do.
tell you truth, and then as a person to another person, I had to tell you what is the facts, what is factual, and then what is fake.
Yes,
Right? So because I would
it's
not
free
be,
will.
no, that the food will come differently. The fact that I had to be honest with you if I really care for you as a person, and if oh yeah, go ahead, you could, let's say you're making only $50,000 a year, and then I'm saying that you could get $1 million return. Go ahead. Yeah, you could do it. Break the law, and then you go to
No,
jail.
no.
You know.
You don't have to. You can tell them the truth.
So that's what
Okay,
I'm
this is
saying.
not
So that's what he
factual.
was doing. So Kevin Samuel was just telling them the truth, and some of them will be mad at him. And then, so my thing is when somebody is not seeing the light or is seeing the wrong thing, why not tell them
Yeah, you tell
facts?
them, but they don't have to listen.
Yeah, you're right.
They don't have to
They don't
listen.
have to
As
listen.
it's
You're
free
right. You're
will.
right.
They don't
But
have to listen, and you're not supposed to get upset because they won't
no,
listen. They'll listen
no, of
on their own
course you're not.
time, or if they never
Definitely.
choose
I
to
don't think
listen,
that I can
you
never.
don't ever have to
That they
listen.
say, what's the term that you could take the is it the not the horse
You can
the
take
car
the horse to the
the
lake, but you can't force him to
to
drink.
drink the water, yeah, something
They
like
don't
that.
have to drink.
Yeah. So
If the
but
horse doesn't want that water, you
so
can't
so
force a
let them
horse to
stay
drink that
thirsty.
water.
Let them stay dumb. Let them stay
It's not.
uneducated.
I
Let them
wouldn't say it's
stay
dumb or uneducated,
or let them stay unaware of that facts,
because
right?
when you really look at it, unrealistic. Unrealistic is just unproven realistic, basically. So if you tell a person, okay, what they want is unrealistic, it might be unrealistic, no, but society change every.
Every
Well, we're in a stage right now where it changes every
every
minute of every
yes,
second. So
yes. I think we passed it. We didn't even get to chapter one, but it's a great discussion. Each of us have different point of view. So I thank you, Tracy, for making the time. So and then thank our guests for listening to us, for taking the time out of their busy schedule to watch the podcast. Please share it. Again, we on Amazon, Apple, where else is it again? YouTube. Yeah, we're on YouTube. So support this station, share it, support the business that we promote here. So stay blessed. See you guys next week or the following week.
Services like him are needed, and it's here to help. Hey guys, it's your girl Jessica Sinclair from SMC, and I'm here in Belrose, New York at Smiley Tax Service. Doesn't matter if you're a one-person business or a two-person business, you need a business accountant. He is located here at 237-33 Jamaica Avenue, Belrose, New York. His owner, he will stay late and he will come early. Give him a call at 516-673-4677 to book your consultation today. Shoot him an email, that is smileytaxservices@gmail.com. Do not wait, you are not alone. Services like him are needed, and it's here to help.